Greetings, YouTube. The doctor is in. Dr. Urius Papers here, coming at you with another commentary on Dungeons and Dragons. And today we are going to be talking about the spell Summon Undead. This is the legacy version that's up right now, and there was a huge couple of changes with the new 2024 version. We're going to talk about those. We're going to compare and contrast. We are going to talk about spell combinations with this particular spell, and we're going to talk about classes that could be utilizing this spell, or class combinations that could be utilizing the spell correctly or more efficiently. But first, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you have any questions or comments, please leave a question or a comment, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. Okay, back in the day when we reviewed this, we gave Summon Undead an A. The main reason we gave it an A was because of the Deathly Touch and the Rotting Claw abilities. So you could summon you summon a spirit, and then you can choose 3 different formats for the spirit: ghostly, putrid, and skeletal. Skeletal sucked, so we didn't talk about that one. The ghost one in this one got a fly speed and could hover. They were all immune to the poison condition, and they were immune to poison damage and necrotic damage, and they couldn't be paralyzed or frightened. And they had dark vision of 60 feet. So with the putrid form, any creature other than you that starts its turn within 5 feet had to make a Constitution saving throw or be poisoned until the start of their next turn. That was important because with Rotting Claw, if the target is poisoned, then it has to make a Constitution save. If it fails, then it's paralyzed. Now, it's still, this one was all based off of a Constitution saving throw, which was easier to make than some of the other, like a strength saving throw, but it's still one of the harder ones to do. Okay, then the Ghost, which got the Incorporeal Passage, which we don't care about, and then got the Ghostly Touch, the ghostly only Deathly Touch, would do a Frighten. And there was a saving throw for that. So it was a wisdom. You hit, you did some damage, and the creature had to make a wisdom saving throw, or they were frightened. Frightened was, and still is, a horrible, horrible condition. Now, and that was a wisdom saving throw, so that was pretty easy to make. And they could fly, which was great. So they get a number of attacks equal to the spell's level, divided by 2, rounded down. So if you cast this at 3rd level, they only got 1 attack. If you cast it at 4th level, they got 2 attacks. Their to hit modifier is your spell attack modifier. Okay, so all that. So let's take a look at the new Summon Undead. Still a 3rd level spell. Oh, and let's go back. Let's go back real quick. So this spell was usable by warlocks and wizards. The new Summon Undead, still a 3rd level spell, still in action, still 90 feet, still lasts for an hour with concentration. And it is still only usable by warlocks and wizards. But the big change, so the armor class didn't change, the hit points didn't change, the movement speed didn't change, your ghost still gets a 40-foot fly speed, still immune to poison damage and the poison condition. Now, here's where the change happens, is where we start to get into the stat blocks. So there's still a festering aura around the putrid undead. DC, it's a Constitution saving throw. That really didn't change. It's a DC equals your spell DC. Any creature that starts its turn within 5 feet is poisoned. Again, that procs off of this Rotting Claw. Now, the big thing that changed about this is if they hit, if the target has the poison condition, they are automatically paralyzed. Automatically. Move this down so you can see that. They're automatically paralyzed. It now has the paralyzed condition. No saving throw. And what does paralyzed do? The paralyzed condition, I'm going to be looking over on another screen. The paralyzed condition is essentially the same as it was in the legacy version. Your speed goes to 0. You automatically fail strength and dex saves. Can you say Fireball and Lightning Bolt? Attack rolls have advantage, And if you are attacking them, any attack roll that hits you is a critical hit if the attacker is within 5 feet. Any attack roll. So that is amazing. Absolutely amazing. The other thing that is in this is the ghost. So remember before, if the ghost hit you, you made a wisdom save and you got the frightened condition. Now, if the ghost hits you, you just get the frightened condition. There's no save. It just happens, which is amazing. And frightened is the same. Frightened hasn't changed either. So you have disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of the fear is within line of sight, and you cannot willingly approach the target of your fear. So now the paralyzed condition and the frightened condition are only for a round. It's only for a turn, and it's for until the end of its, that is the undead's next turn. So it hits you and you lose an entire round. And if it hits you again, and it's going to have a pretty good to hit roll because it's the spell attack modifier. So the damage in this is negligible. It's those conditions that are what we're going for in this stat block. So the biggest combination and the biggest cheese that can happen with this is if you start using spells that apply the poison condition on a creature, and that way they get hit by the putrid claw and they are paralyzed automatically. So Ray of Sickness, we've gone over this spell before. Here's Ray of Sickness. And, you know, this spell wasn't that great in the Legacy version, and it's awesome now, and it became even more awesome when it is paired with Summon Undead. So you shoot a green ray, you make a spell attack on a hit, target takes 2d8 poison and has the poison condition until the end of your next turn. And then your little guy walks up and he slaps the target and paralyzes them. So now not only do they have the poison condition, which is giving them disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks, they're also paralyzed, which is just awesome. So Ray of Sickness got so much better. But that got me thinking, what other spells have or can apply the poison condition? So in the advanced filter here, you can go up here and there's a list of conditions, and I chose poisoned, and it's a keyword. So it isn't all the spells that cause poisoning, but it is spells that are keyed to that keyword. That keyword appears somewhere in the description of the spell. So I pulled them out and I racked them, stacked them by level. And as you can see, there's Ray of Sickness up at the top. And then we've got Lesser Restoration, Protection from Poison. Now, those things have the poison keyword in them, but, you know, they get rid of the poison condition. Feign Death makes you immune to it. Now, we just went over this spell, Stinking Cloud. If you fail your save, then you get the poison condition until the end of the current turn, which is not that long. So while poison is away, the creature can't take a bonus action. So that just kind of locks him in. That one's not that great. Contagion, however, which we have not gone over. Contagion does damage and gives you the poison condition. So your touch inflicts magical contagion. The target must succeed on a Constitution saving or take a ton of damage and have the poison condition. Also choose one ability when you cast. While the poisoned, the target has disadvantage on saving throws made that choose. We're going to go over this spell. This spell got way better. So the target has to repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns. If it gets 3 failures, then it lasts for 7 days. Whenever the poisoned target receives an effect that would end the poison condition, the target. So we're going to go, but Contagion is now an awesome spell, and it's even better when it is paired up with Summon Undead. Eye Bite, unfortunately, is a concentration spell. So you can apply poison, but again, you should be talking to your party, and you should be telling your party, hey, I have Summon Undead, and my Summon Undead can summon this thing that will paralyze if something is poisoned. Does anybody have any spells that cause the poison condition? And so you can go with that. Now, because because things like Ray of Sickness, they're usable by sorcerers, wizards, and a bunch of stuff, but Summon Undead, there's Ray of Sickness, Summon Undead is not usable by sorcerers. So you can't, unless you have, 2 classes, then you really can't utilize the abilities of the sorcerers. And the abilities that I'm talking about are the innate sorcery ability. That's an important one because it raises the DC of all your saves by 1. And the heightened spell metamagic, which gives disadvantage on all saving throws versus that spell. So so you can figure out a way. Now, Summon Undead is a 5th level spell, meaning that a wizard or warlock will need to be 5th level. So if we look at the warlocks, there they are, 5th level, they get a 3rd level spell slot. And they have 3 spell slots at 5th level. So they cast all spells at 3rd level, essentially. So 3 spell slots, they can cast 3rd level spells at 5th level. So that's the minimum you're going to need for a warlock to be able to do this. So you could pair the warlock up with like a 3rd level sorcerer, who is my favorite's the wild magic sorcerer. So you've got a bend luck die. You can do the heightened at 3rd level because you get the meta magic stuff at 3rd level sorcerer. For wizard, again, you need to be 5th level to cast this spell. And you get 2 slots, so you can cast 2 Summon Undeads. And then, if you got 3 levels in Sorcerer, that would be pretty good too. I would say a wizard could cast Ray of Sickness and Summon Undead themselves. But they're not going to get any of the Sorcerer benefits. So that's kind of the reason why you take the Sorcerer. So you can get the heightened spell, so you can ensure something fails that Ray of Sickness saving throw, so they're poisoned. And you have the innate sorcery. So for a wizard, I would be thinking about taking either a diviner, or because you get those 20s, you get those portent dice, or I would be thinking about taking a School of Necromancy. Now, you do need to be a 6th level wizard that's a necromancer to be able to do this, but the important thing here is these bullets right here. So the creature's hit point maximum is increased by an amount equal to your level. Okay, so that's probably going to be 6. And the creature adds your proficiency bonus to its weapon damage rolls, which is 3. Now, that's not great. I would prefer to be the diviner with the portent dice, because I can make things fail saving throws. And if I'm a wizard sorcerer, then I could combine the portent dice with the bend luck dice, with the heightened spell, with the innate sorcery. And all that comes together. But all in all, Summon Undead and all of these things combined with the new Summon Undead, particularly the Rotting Claw from the Putrid Undead, are awesome. But don't forget, the Deathly Touch automatically frightens from the Ghostly Undead spirit. Okay, that is what I have for everybody today. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and I will catch. Oh, I forgot. We need to give this spell a new grade. Let's not forget that. So we are giving it an A+, because it is much better with no saving throws. All right, that is what I have for everybody today. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and I will catch everybody